Hey y'all, Jaybird here. Man, it's been about a month since I've done a video, so I figured it was about time for me to make one. I've been working so much lately, haven't really had time. It's like my first day off in 2 weeks. Just been working like a maniac, going from one show to another to another. Uh, but I really didn't have much to vlog about to begin with, despite the fact that I was busy. Until recently, something happened, and if you notice the title of the video, what would you do with $1 million? That's a question that a friend of mine has recently had to answer, because this guy I know, well, he's not really my friend so much as he's a union brother, works in my local here in Orlando, and about 2 weeks ago, he played a $20 scratch-off ticket and won $1 million. Oh my fucking god. $1 million. It's incredible. I mean, this is the kind of dream most working class guys have. Uh, I know it's something I thought about. Gee, I want to win the lottery and win millions, but 1 million, that's a nice round number. That's a reasonable amount of money for any working guy. I mean, you're talking 35 years of income for a lot of guys in our local, all in a lump sum. And my friend Michael J. Goodman's his name. I'll call him Michael J. Nice kid. He's like 31 years old. 2 weeks ago, won this $1 million, and it didn't take more than just a few days for like everybody in our local to hear about what happened. And of course, the word spread like wildfire. And everybody was really happy for him because he's a great guy. I met Michael J about 5, 6 years ago. I was working in the GES warehouse here in Orlando, and we had our main crew of people that were there most of the year. And during the really busy times, they'd bring in extra people to work with us. And Michael was one of the people they brought in, and we teamed up. We were actually partners working in an area of the warehouse for a couple of months or so. And he was a really nice guy, kind of a cocky kid. Picture a white guy with a great big curly afro, the kind of afro that was so big that when we turned his head, the afro kind of spun as he turned his head. He's a really quirky, funny kind of guy. Had great taste in music. Uh, I used to have like a turntable, not a turntable, but like a CD player, radio, portable radio thing that I brought in to listen to music on. And I'd bring in my CDs, and he'd bring in his, and we'd sort of match our music. And he had really good taste in music, so he was a fun guy to work with. Very personable, good karma, obviously. Never had a bad word for anybody, and this karma has definitely paid off. And it's funny, he didn't have anything. This guy didn't have squat. He talked to me about his personal life growing up, and he had a rough life. And I think he was adopted, or he had a foster parent or somebody, some mean old hag that raised him, very religious. And she was the kind of woman that if he came home 10 minutes late from curfew, she'd lock the door and leave him outside all night long and wouldn't let him in until the next morning. So he didn't really have a happy life growing up. And then when he turned 18 and finished high school, he was gone. And he's kind of a gypsy kid. Told me a story about him traveling around the country in a car with his girlfriend and her mom. I'm not going to get into details, but obviously he was a person that goes on the road and just lives hand to mouth. And when I first met him, he was just living in this run-down room that he rented and rode the bus back and forth to work and got rides from people. You know, didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. I'd actually given him a ride home a couple of times from work, which I happened to mention because when he won the $1 million, he posted on his Facebook. All he posted on his timeline was "woohoo" in big long letters. So you wouldn't know what he was talking about if you didn't hear he'd won $1 million. But I went to his timeline, of course, and mentioned, "Gee, remember all those times I gave you a ride home?" Wink, wink, kind of thing. So not that I'm expecting any money from the guy. I'm sure he's got buttloads of people suddenly all showing up and wanting his money. But I would never ask him for anything. He's just a great guy, and I'm so happy for him. And I also understand that he is taking himself off our list at the Union Hall. So maybe he's off just traveling or he's doing something with his money. I also heard from some other people, I don't know if this is a fact, but he's gotten with some lawyers and set himself a trust fund for himself. So he's like going to stash most of the money away and get it in payments slowly over time, which is really smart. I mean, some people get, a pile of money like that and they would just fritter it all away, and then in a few years they'd be right back to being dirt poor again. So if he is smart, he's setting himself up for the rest of his life with this money. But I just wanted to ask anybody who follows this, leave in the comments, what would you do with $1 million? I thought about it myself. I'm not going to say in the video, but it would be interesting to hear what other people would do with $1 million. So there you go. I'm pushing 7 minutes here. That's about my lucky number. Maybe I'll play some lucky numbers, find a lucky 7 scratch off ticket or something, and see if I can win too. Doubtful. But yeah, leave a comment of some kind. Let me know what you do, and give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Some kind of video response would be cool. Anything you want. Thanks for watching, people. Bye.